Well, at the origin it was the Latin.
Oh, it was a Latin?
Oh, man, Latin is difficult. I learned, I study. I have a bachelor degree in history.
Really?
And I needed to study Latin. For that one. And if you learn Latin, you're somebody, but it will not. It's not useful, you know.
Manumes Moises, data do negócio.
Octavian.
Octavian?
Octavian.
Octavian.
Yeah, like the first Roman emperor.
Octavian.
Yeah, Octavian Augustus.
Oh, ok, piacere. Piacere.
So how many? You didn't tell me how many languages did you study? So I see you know Chinese, you know Romanian, English, of course.
I was like 50. 50.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm not.
Maybe your brain is capable. No, I'm not surprised because I was reading on the internet about people who are able to speak around 100 languages.
100?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well, see, for example, English is in the same family with Deutsch, German, another one, Flamand or whatever, Swedish. Yeah. Romanian, Italian, Spanish, Portuguese are in the same family too.
Okay.
So many words, or at least many, what's the one?
Grammar?
Parts of words
Oh.
are the same. Or, for example, Polish, Czech, Slovakian, Russian,
Russia.
Ukrainian are
Similar.
similar to.
Basically, he's saying that when you learn one language in one family, like if I speak Russian, all the Slavic languages, I will learn them easily because the grammar is the same, and then they share a lot of the a similar vocabulary.
Okay.
So when you find people like polyglots, people who speak multiple languages, a lot of the times you'll see that when they speak a lot of languages, a lot of them are in the same family. German,
Yeah.
and Romance language, yeah, they speak them all, like all those languages in the same family. You know.
And the origin, all the languages in the world except South Asian languages, and except African languages, and except all the languages spoken by the American Indians, are from one great family, Indo-European language. Many times I hear those Indians speak, and sometimes I understand few words.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know anything, you know.
Oh. Yeah, they have a lot of Hindi. They speak Hindi, and they're from South India. They speak Tamil. I don't know about Tamil. I don't know much Tamil, but I know the Hindi. The Hindi, they share a lot of words in Indo-European language, like Persian. A lot of Persian, you know, a lot of those words. Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
It was just that he loves Romanian and he's been studying it, so the odds of running into somebody who speaks it.
That's random. You know what? I knew.
Well, if you know so many languages all the time, you bumpy something. You know.
No, I knew you were. I wasn't exactly sure, but I knew that you were from a different country because you looked foreign to me, like the you know.
Yeah, I understand.
So
the racial characteristics.
Yeah, because I thought you were going to go in that Chinese place. I was like, oh, you know, he's going to go in the Chinese place, and then you were sitting out here. I was like, oh, I already knew what time it was. I didn't even. I asked you on purpose because I wanted to see where you. Yeah, that's my strategy on you know, trying to initiate the conversation. So.
Funny.
So where are you studying it? Here at Cleveland State? Or?
Actually, the ADVERTISEMENT, Lucuyes in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
located in Columbus.
I'm just visiting him right now.
Also, studiez la Columbus University?
No. Acum sunt I just locuries. It's a work. Work.
Locuieș means live.
Yeah, live, but work, like work.
Oh, lucrez.
Lucrez.
Lucrez means work somewhere.
So lucrez. So sunt lucrez. Yeah. So lucrez în casa meu. I teach the language.
Sau lucrezi acasă și înveți pe
Acasă.
alții limbi străine.
Yeah, multilingual. Yeah.
Not bad. And cu cine cum ai studiat română? Sunt profesori?
No. He asked me how I learned Romanian, right?
Yes, exactly.
Sunt
They are teachers who teach
no.
Romanian.
Pentru că am multe cărți.
Ai cărți.
Yeah, cărți și ce? Cărți,
Magazines.
cărți și and just îmi place vorbis cu alte oameni, you know, pentru practic mai mult.
Yeah, understand. It's a lot.
Like ashi is like asha, like this.
If dacă vorbești, nu, faci practică și
Yeah, dacă practic o să vorbiți
Mult mai
o să
bine.
vorbiți mai bine. Yeah.
mai bine means
Better.
better, and mult mai bine, more better.
Yeah. Mai bine. Foarte marfă. Foarte marfă. That's slang. Isn't that slang?
It's slang,
Marfă.
exactly. Yeah. It's slang.
They say marfă, they say tare, ce tare, marfă. What's another one?
Yeah, ce tare s-ar traduce prin cool.
Yeah, cool. Oh, a cooliste. Is it coolistate? Oh, I just learned a new one. It was cooliste. Foarte cooliste. They added IST at the end.
Yeah, many. Yeah, I understand what they're saying. They are using Romanian grammar for a foreign
English.
word.
They put iste on the end of the cool to make it like really cool.
Oh.
They kind of mix it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, I'm not gonna keep you. Nice talking with you.
I
Thanks for
think I'm not
practicing.
going there.
Okay.
Ne mai vedem, poate.
Not even there.
Not even there.
Movies for a while.
Oh.
That's all old stuff, and we don't really have too many DVDs or anything. So
Oh, do you?
he's more into like the spices and rice,
Oh.
that type of stuff. Different
Okay.
lentils
Where what part of India? You guys are from like the South India or?
from central part of Hyderabad.
Oh, okay. You क्या आप हिंदी आती है? क्या आप हिंदी आती है?
Hindi aati hai ji.
आती है? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
क्योंकि
Hindi, Urdu.
और उर्दू और मिलते हैं. मुझे लगता है उर्दू और हिंदी मिलते हैं,
Milte
ना?
hai, yeah, they're similar, yeah.
इसलिए अगर what's it? مثل के लिए अगर मैं उर्दू बोल सकता हूँ तो हिंदी
तो
भी
Hindi bhi samajh sakte.
समझ सकता
Yes.
सकता
That's pretty good. How did you learn it?
मैं अभी वास्तव में अभी घर पर हिंदी पढ़ रहा हूँ
अच्छा.
ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मेरे पास बहुत पुस्तकों हैं और जब मेरे पास समय है मुझको इस तरह अभ्यास करना चाहता है
अच्छा.
क्योंकि मेरे लगता है अगर बहुत अच्छा बोलेंगे हिंदी तो इस तरह अभ्यास करना बहुत ज़रूर है not ज़रूर important
Zaruri, necessary.
yeah ज़रूर yeah so
Yeah.
yeah just थोड़ी सी licking it's coming I'm trying
That's pretty good. I can understand you. That's
yeah
good.
yeah मज़ा है like बहुत भाषाएं सीख करना बहुत मज़ा है
बहुत मजा आता है, yeah.
मज़ा
Yeah, you're right.
How long have you been here in the States?
I was born in Cleveland.
Okay, because I hear like no accent or anything.
yeah yes he's bilingual
Yeah.
He's just like,
and he probably speak other दूसरों भाषाएं बोल
थोड़ी
सीख
Spanish ही बात कर लेता हूँ, थोड़ी सी.
Oh, español. ¿Hablas español también?
Un poquito, sí.
Un poquito. Yo
Olvidé
hablo.
mucho.
Oh, olvidé mucho.
Sí.
O porque no usas a menudo.
Sí.
Es muy importante practicar idiomas.
Sí, es necesario.
Yeah. So, yo últimamente estoy aprendiendo muchos idiomas como español y otros idiomas. Español, hindi, y
Oh,
chino, así.
Oh, bueno.
Yeah. En realidad estoy viviendo en Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah. Acá o allí estoy rodeado de un montón de gente que habla español y otros idiomas como el hindi, chino, así.
Where did
Así
you
que-
learn Spanish?
Just in high school and college.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
was a Spanish minor, but I forgot. That was about 10 years ago now. So
Oh yeah, you don't. Yeah,
I forgot
You
all
always,
that.
he always talks about that.
Yeah, you got to practice.
Don't use it.
Yeah.
My
It-
vocabulary is still pretty good, but speaking it and listening to it, it's not as good.
But you can like when you hear it though, you can like understand.
I can
it
get the
pretty-
gist of it, yeah.
Yeah.
I can get the gist of
El idioma es un ser viviente. Yo no sé si sabes ese refrán en español, es idiomatic expression.
Human.
Like
Okay.
they say, el idioma es un ser viviente.
Okay.
El idioma es un ser viviente, así que es muy importante practicarlo todo, todo lo posible.
Sí, claro.
Yeah, you will forget. Claro.
Claro que sí.
Claro que sí. All right. Oh, आपका नाम क्या है?
Kashif.
काशिफ. मेरा नाम Moses है.
Moses.
Moises.
Okay.
आपसे मिलके बहुत
आपसे मिलके
बहुत
अच्छा
खुश है.
लगा.
You can read
Okay.
this too, huh, Mo?
That's
That's
it.
actually Arabic.
Arabic,
Yeah.
That's Arabic.
Yeah,
I can
that's-
read Arabic, but I only know a few words.
This is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah
Wow.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim Malik Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu. Wait.
Where did you learn Arabic by yourself?
Iyyaka na'budu wa
You learn everything by
wait,
yourself.
Malik Yawmiddin Iyyak
He's
ba'abudu
master of the worlds.
wa
Lord of the worlds.
wa biyak اهدني صراط مستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. That's a
Oh,
prayer.
man, yeah.
That's a
It's like the one
That's the
Cabo.
first verse of the Quran, actually.
yeah. That's a prayer.
Okay, before we go, what about this?
That's Bengali. I can't read that.
Yeah, that is Bengali, though. I'm surprised you noticed it, though.
Yeah, that's Bengali. That's Bengali.
Yeah, I don't know any Bengali at all.
Yeah, that's all in
The
Bengali.
folks who owned the store before my dad bought it were Bengali. so
Oh,
Oh.
cha.
held on
okay.
to a lot of the old Bengali films and stuff.
Yeah. You guys have the spicy? Oh, there it is. The hot pepper chicken.
Yeah.
Can I get one the hot pepper chicken and one of the spicy tofu? Both spicy.
Okay. For here to go.
To go.
Okay.
Both.
Spicy tofu. You said.
Spicy.
Number two. Tofu you like. The
Yeah,
number 10?
yeah.
Okay. You want both of them spicy?
Uh-huh. Do you can you when you make it, can you put the rice separate? Don't put the rice on the food.
You want rice on the separate
Yeah,
container?
on the
Okay.
separate, yeah.
Okay.
The one tofu and one hot pepper chicken, the rice salad.
Both extra spicy.
Not extra spicy.
Regular spicy.
Just regular
Just
spicy.
Okay. Just they come spicy. 8號使咪俾大盒啊？細盒都得喎，8號。Okay. That's it.
That's
Where
it.
did you get your J?
My wife,
Your wife? She Asian?
she's from Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
你是中人吗？啊？
Oh, your
need-
wife from Taiwan?
Yeah, 我老婆是台湾人啊。
哎，你会哦，你老婆再讲，讲得很好啊。
我说我老婆来自台湾，台湾。
哦，
Yeah，
你会不会看？
我会。但是我记得那个，我以前跟他讲话，好久以前，我不知道他是不是記得我啊。
佢話佢好多年前同你講過嘢，你記唔記得？
Yeah，好耐以前佢同佢講廣東話嘅，好耐以前啊。好 ，Yeah，我知道佢識講廣東話。 多謝晒。你係邊度？你係邊度嚟啊？
我喺香港。
哦，香港啊？哦係咩？哦香港啊？好耐，好耐冇見啊！你今時今日
你識講廣東話？
我識講啊！
哇！你仲叻過我哋喎！
我話俾佢聽，我好耐之前嘅同佢練習我廣東話，係好耐之前啊！
我同佢啊，
同佢係啊！
你講得好好喎，very good。Did you live in the forest？
冇啊！
我嚟啊，去邊度啊？
匿埋。
匿埋。
即係 hiding。
哦，匿埋。我今次又好忙啊！好忙講咗同埋咧點講你哋照顧 BB 仔，照顧咗 BB 仔。
幾大啊？
就係淨係爭個錢嘅細。
嗰啲係冇馬女啊！
兩個。
馬女。
喺馬來西亞度。
嚇？馬女啲馬女就雙胞胎啊！雙胞胎。
哦，雙胞胎係 twins。
呢個馬女講廣東話就係馬女係咩？孖女孖生係啱。
孖生。佢有兩個 twins，佢有個 twins 啊。孖女啊。
孖女。哦。哎呀，好 Q 啊！你老婆咧？老婆想？
老婆佢唔好中意。
Tell her we said hi.
OK。
Bring them in here sometime.
好啊。
OK。你講得好叻喎！嗰兩個炒飯同埋嗰個餐白飯我㗎嘛。OK。炒飯。係啊。
你都係香港嚟啊？
係啊，我唔似啊。
哦。
我似咩啊？我似 Filipino，佢哋笑我。
Filipino，你好生 Filipino 係你唔生你唔好。
I'm 100% Chinese。
哦係咩
？Yeah, all American though。
哦。
I said I'm 100% Chinese。
你是100%，你100%中國人啊？
中國人。
100%。
100%。我不像啊！哎呀，這啲講得夠學鬼嘅。我踩緊車。
佢都係香港人啊？
佢有啲男嘅，佢哋 Chinese，佢哋邊ฝั่啲啊？
哦係咩？早安。
識講啊？
早安。anh nói được tiếng Việt không? Tiếng Việt à? Tôi cũng tôi cũng nói được tiếng Việt à? Tại vì tôi bây giờ tôi đã học tiếng Việt. Yeah, tôi rất thích học ngôn ngữ, đặc biệt là tiếng Việt và tiếng Trung Quốc, tiếng Việt và tiếng Cantonese. Tôi đã học tiếng Việt ở nhà, một mình học thôi, một mình học. Tên anh là gì?
Hổng Hòa Minh.
Hả?
Hổng Hòa Minh.
Hổng Hòa Minh. Hổng Ngọ. Tên anh là Hổng Ngọ. Tên Trung Mãn.
Còn Trung Mãn.
Rồi tôi muốn nói tiếng Việt.
Nói tiếng Việt.
Yeah, tiếng Việt. Thực hành tiếng Việt. Tôi đã thực hành. Yeah,
You know one thing and another. So hard for you.
Huh?
Only learn one language you learn.
Just one?
Yeah, you cannot be làm
tiếng Việt Nam, tiếng Việt, tiếng Trung Quốc, tiếng Nhật Bản, nhiều ngôn ngữ. Yeah. Rất hân hạnh được gặp anh. Hân hạnh được gặp anh. Hân hạnh, hân cao兴见到你。还吗？对，hân hạnh được gặp anh. Right?
Việt Nam đi hết dụng đơn. Yeah, Việt Nam.
你是越南人吗？
是华侨，
哦，你是华侨啊？
讲华
我妈有去过。
哦。
现在美国还有3枚的华侨。
哦，你已经在美国多长时间了？
是我喺越南出世。
你係其他嘅國家出世啊？
係啊，喺越南啊，
哦，越南。
越南華僑啊，中國人。
哦，華僑。
華僑。
哦，華僑。哦，OK。我明白。我明白。我明白。
明白未？
明白。
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 明白聽日再嚟過。哦，his brother talk about you 啊。
Did you come in to
哦，
pick up
邊個？
No, his brother. His brother.
兄弟。
哦，佢弟弟。
Oh, okay.
兄弟。
弟弟唔係兄弟。
You ordered
佢
the
個弟
chicken.
弟。
佢嘅弟弟。
佢弟弟。
佢嘅弟
I was
弟。
standing right
Hỏi
there.
cái
before.
誒，兄弟就係。
兄弟
One
我
half
兄
cup of
弟。
chicken.
呢個女人叫弟弟。
哦。兄弟哥哥弟弟。
是，他說弟弟。
哦。你
我
Okay,
說
but you
我
actually get a deal.
兄弟。
There's a
兄弟。
half cup of shrimp
佢嘅
is more expensive than
他
the
說
chicken.
弟弟。
哦。
有人說弟弟，男說
我話你 get a deal 佢收錢。
兄弟。
兄弟。哦，OK。
出咗 U 就話齋個產品哦，原來 U
就係我。就係我，係。Yeah。
好笑啊！
你咩名？
老鼠。
嚇？
老鼠。
老鼠？
老鼠。
老鼠嗰啲咩？
老鼠發明。發明
我意喎。
1981，一九八一8年。Yeah，一九81年出世。1981，1981。OK， 好，我走啊。
走啦。
我走啊。哎。
謝謝你，再見。
多謝多謝
Alright，
多謝晒。
謝謝，下次再見。
多謝啊。
多謝。
我
They got Chinese Western Union. Look at that. Tell me that ain't sloppy, man. I'm about to mop him up real quick. Yeah. Hey, this how long this place is open for?
I don't know, maybe 7 o'clock or something.
7 o'clock? That's it. It's about to close.
Hello, Tom. Yeah,
Oh.
don't worry.
Huh?
You mean the market?
This whole place.
The whole I don't know.
Oh, okay. You're Chinese, right here?
No, yeah.
You're Chinese? 哦，你是中国人吗？
Huh?
你是中国人吗
No.
？No，你不会讲国语。
Huh?
你会不会讲国语
I don't
？No Chinese. Where are you from?
Oh, I'm Vietnam.
Oh Vietnam. Oh. Chào anh. Chào anh.
Chào.
Hôm nay tôi muốn thực hành tiếng Việt. Bây giờ tại vì tôi bây giờ đã học tiếng Việt.
Know a little bit Vietnamese.
Tôi biết tiếng Việt ít thôi. Yeah, ít thôi. Nhưng mặc dù tôi biết tiếng Việt ít thôi, nhưng tôi muốn thực hành với anh.
Bây giờ tôi nói anh hiểu không?
Hiểu. Bây giờ.
Bây giờ
Tôi hiểu.
anh hiểu.
Tôi hiểu. So anh là từ what is it? Anh là nước thế nào? Thế nào? I mean not thế nào. like Nam, Vietnam, Bắc, Anh,
Nam,
Nam,
Bắc,
yeah, Bắc,
Trung,
yeah, Anh.
Nam.
Oh, Nam. Oh, thế à? Oh, okay. So anh sống ở nước Mỹ, nước Mỹ bao lâu rồi?
19 năm.
19 năm. That is kin. Is it 19?
Yeah.
19 years?
19.
Oh, thế à?
19, 19.
Oh. Tên bạn là tên anh là gì? Tên anh là gì?
Tiếng Anh. Andy.
Andy. Tiếng Anh thì tiếng Anh tôi là Moses. Nhưng chốt là tiếng Việt chốt. Yeah, chốt like the nickname chốt. Yeah, tiếng Việt. Yeah. Rất hân hạnh được gặp anh.
Yeah, rất hân hạnh gặp anh.
Anh hay được gặp anh. Hả?
Anh học tiếng Việt ở đâu?
Tôi đã học tiếng Việt ở nhà của tôi một mình học tiếng Việt. Vì tôi bây giờ tôi không có giáo viên. Vì thế tôi một mình học tiếng Việt.
Anh học tiếng Việt tại nhà.
Nhà. It's tại nhà. Not ở nhà.
Ở nhà, tại nhà để xem.
Oh, it's the same. Yeah. Okay. Tôi hiểu rồi. Cảm ơn anh.
Yeah, Vietnamese a lot, you know, there's a lot of things that same meaning. Yeah. Tại nhà. Yeah.
Đại học, tại đại học.
Yeah,
right? Ở đại học. Ở đại học.
Same.
Same.
Same mean giống nhau.
Giống nhau.
Yeah, giống nhau mean same.
Thế à?
Yeah.
Cảm ơn anh. Cảm ơn. Yeah, tôi thích học ngôn ngữ. Yeah, ngôn ngữ tiếng Việt, tiếng Trung Quốc, Korean, nhiều ngôn ngữ.
Vậy là tốt.
Hả? Vậy là tốt.
Mean that's a good.
Say it again.
That's a good.
Say it again in tiếng Việt.
Vậy là tốt.
Vậy là tốt.
Yeah.
Tốt.
Yeah,
Tốt. Okay, tôi hiểu. Cảm ơn anh. What kind of fish is this? Alright, what kind of fish is this? What kind of fish is this?
Oh, that's a rubber.
Arbor?
Rubber, yeah.
Oh,
Rubber fish head.
fish head is good?
Huh? That's good.
It's good. Oh,
This is a big fish.
big fish?
Yeah.
Did you cut this up yourself?
I help you to cut this one. No
Oh,
meat, only the head.
okay. Hổ xích à? Hổ xích à?
Không xịt à?
Hổ xích à?
Hai.
係咩？
你點識廣東話？
我識講廣東話同埋普通話㗎啦。
嚇？
我識講普通話同埋廣東話嘅。
哦，你識普通話同廣東話？
係啊。
哦。
因為我而家學咗好多語音嘅啦。
哦，你好棒啊！你好叻啊！
中美啊，中美都係，中美好啊。係。你係邊度嚟㗎？
嚇？
你係邊度嚟嘅？
我係廣東啊！
哦，廣東啊！
我係廣東人啊！
哦，你都
我媽喺香港嗰排南嘅。
哦，係咩？哦，你哋已經住喺美國嘅幾耐啊？好耐。
佢喺美國出世㗎。
哦，係咩？哦，佢八方。
喺美國。
你做大波波，那是爸爸。
我嗰度打工啊，打份工啊。
哦，老公。
我老細啊。
老細。老細。Like a low side. You recognize that? Yeah.
我唔會買嘢，我唔喺嗰度啦，我攞紙箱冇嘢啊。OK， 好，我就喺嗰度走，我唔會喺嗰度㗎。好，因為我買嘢，我平時喺嗰度嘅，我冇買嘢。OK，唔該晒啊，下個禮拜見啦。
Hey, do you ever try this fish before?
I never been.
You never tried that?
It's a grouper head.
Grouper head? Oh.
A lot of people use it for soup.
Soup?
Yeah, good.
What's the best fish here? Like, what's the best fish?
What type of texture do you like?
Like white bass?
White bass? We got white bass. I mean, if you like a smooth texture, white profits are very good.
White profits?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you like a salty taste, that's good.
Oh, okay, okay. That looks interesting. You speak Konoha, like those speak Konoha. He said no. Español. Hablas español? Oh. Ya que estás trabajando acá, puedes empezar a aprender chino. ¿No quieres?
Ayer nomás.
Es muy divertido.
Only this part? Like the white one? Yeah, inside that freezer. Yeah.
She might be Vietnamese. You hear me? You might be Vietnamese. I want to show. Okay. Well, what? Which one? That look like squid. You got squid? Is that squid? That's squid, yes. That's a squid.
This is squid. Squid calamari.
Oh, calamari. Oh, calamari. Are you, excuse me, are you Vietnam? No? Oh, you Burmese? Oh, 내가 온다. 마마스가 표라. Oh, deguera. Papiro eso do. You know, ku mamasaka piro the cha batasaga o tine de. Yeah. Yeah. Majon eso do. You know the cha batasaga o sapara dei jai de. Jai de. Deguero. Tua mema miama lumio.
Oh, really?
Miama lumio. Cause you know Vietnamese or is it Miama Lumio? I don't know, say Laymet, like probably, maybe, but I wasn't sure. That's why I asked you. Burmese. Tôi già đã muốn nào bà đi. You want to get the sound? Hey. Hey.
No English.
Oh.
Vẫn mới vẫn批死呀。
我放心，我会讲国语。
你会讲？
我会讲国语。这个地方关了多几点关了
？8点。
8点。哦。哦。我的是菩萨。
他的是观音。
观音对观音。
我的是佛。
佛。你是中国的哪个地方？
啊？
你是中国的哪里人呢？
廣東的。
哦，講廣東話嘅，你識講廣東話嘅？
廣東嘅。
哦，我好高興。
你好棒啊！中國空啊，你是？
我好中意學講廣東話同埋普通話嘅。但係咧，廣東話就係我嘅最中意嘅語音嘅。最中意嘅。即係
廣東話最中意嘅。
係啊。
普通話爭啲多。 普通話很好聽的。
我覺得廣東話比較好聽，但係我好中意普通話。
現在到處都是講國語的啦。
國語。
國語是普通話啦嘛。
係啊。
我哋廣東人咧就係方言。方言。
對，又喺中國有好多方言。
好多話㗎。
有好多。
乜嘢話都有。
所以你已經住喺美國過幾耐啊？
我嚟咗好少時間啫。所以邊度都唔識，車牌都未攞。所以就係即係嚟到呢度，我覺得講都唔係。
英文好容易。英文好容易。
但係唔識英文。唔識英文。
係，唔該晒。唔該。
Yeah, that's what they do, man.
She can't speak no English. You know the feeling of that. I'm up here. You up here speaking with somebody in a different language. We up here communicate. I understand her. She understands me, and no English. You know how sloppy that is, dude.
That's what they do, man. Like they keep their own. Like if you think they Chinese, you start speaking Chinese. That's what they do themselves, you know.
Okay.
So you just go and start swinging.
You want to get something or?
Oh no, I don't really see anything there.
We can head over here. Look, just go about and smack that dude in the chair. Hit that dude in the mouth, or we can ask him something. Like maybe how long?
That's a dude you already talked to.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Red shirt.
Hey,唔該晒。你叫乜嘢名啊？你叫乜嘢名
？Henry。高人家我做 Henry。
呢個係英文嘅。
係啊。It's on my birth certificate.
He said it's on his birth. 中文嘅咧？
叫
真雅。我叫做Moses。但係中國咧老鼠。
I remember Moses. Someone remember Chinese.
You know 老鼠？You know 老鼠？
就係呢個老鼠啊。
呢個係花名啊。花名嘅，花名啊。廣東。係啊，真係。哦，係。
Where do you learn all these languages from?
What,
Rosetta Stone?
No.
Do you have a Rosetta Stone cram session or something? That's impressive.
我唔中意用 Rosetta Stone， 我係屋企學嘅語音。譬如話我有好多書，同埋咧我用電腦，我係電腦可以玩。